Alright, here we are. NFC Championship time. Second year in a row. Is that our place? Second year in a row we're going to go on to the Super Bowl. And second year in a row we'll probably win the Super Bowl to put those critics to rest about how we're not a good team. So, total offense on the year, Packers got 386.1 yards, good for 6. Ours was 375.8, good for 9. Passing per game, Packers were 266.3, good for 8. And we were on 203.1, good for 27. Rushing yards per game, Packers only got 119.8, while we had 172.6. They were good for 11, so that's for first. Points per game, they scored about 5, 6 more points than us per game. They got 30.4, good for first in the league. We only scored 24.6, that was 10th. Giveaways, Packers only gave it away 13 times compared to our 14. They were tied for first, we were third. Long field goal, we had 58 as our long, Packers had 55. They were tied for sixth, we were tied for first. Field goal percentage, we had 83.8%, they were 81.8%. Good for 23rd for them, us for 17th. Field goals made, 27 out of 33, they were 14th. We were 31 of 37, good for 5th. PATs, we were 41 of 41, 100% obviously. Packers were 53 of 55, that's only 96.4%. So we got the edge there, both, well, percentage-wise, because we didn't miss any. How do you miss an extra point, really? Long punts, or amount of punts, Packers punted the least amount in the league at 49. We punted 61 times, good for 6, tied for 6. Longest punt goes to us. We had a 66-yarder. They had a 63-yarder. They were 23rd, tied. We were tied for 19th. Punting average, they were just below us at 26 with 44 yards per average. Our average was 44.1, good for 25th. Their net average was 38.6, good for 28th. We were 40.2, good for 21st. Punts inside the 20, they had half amount of ours. They had 14 punts inside the 20, we had 28. They 28.5% of the time they got in the 20, inside the 20. We were at 45.9% for amount of times inside the 20. Return yard, they had the worst percentage in the league for inside the 20. Return yardage that they gave up was 333 yards compared to our 252. They were 26th and 28th, and we were fifth. No, we were eighth at our 7.0 average. We only gave up 252 return yards. Blocked punts, we blocked 2 punts on the year. We were tied for third. Packers didn't block a single punt. They were last, but because 15 other teams also didn't block a punt, technically they're tied for 17th. Defensive wise, obviously we're the better defense, better than every defense this year for the third straight year. Packers gave up 346.4 yards per game. That's 15th. We gave up 267.1. That was first. Passing yards given up, we gave up 185.6. They gave up 226.4. They were 10th. We were first. Rushing yards given up, they had 119.9 compared to our 81.5. They were 23rd. We were third. Points per game given up, they were at 21.8, and we were at 15.9. They were tied for 13th. We were first. Interceptions, they beat us there. They got more. They had 18. We had 13. They were tied for 7th. Us tied for 18th. Fumbles forced and recovered. We forced 20 fumbles and recovered 10 of them. Packers forced 14 fumbles and recovered 9. They were tied for 20th and tied for 18th. We were 5th and tied for 15th. Turnover differential, they had a better differential. They led the league with 14, positive 14. We were positive 9. They were first, we were fourth. Sacks, they got four more than us. They had 41, we had 37. They were tied for 9th, we were 20th. Defensive touchdowns, they got twice as much as us. They had 4, we had 2. They were tied for third. We were tied for 16th. On to the record statistic. Similar opponents. Green Bay was 3-0. We were 3-1, counting last week with the Cowboys for them and some week 6 against the Cowboys. Opponents are above 500. Packers were 5-3, while we were 7-3. We had the edge there because we played more and we got more wins. Top 10 defense. Packers were 3-3, while we were 5-2. Obviously, we got the edge there. More wins and less losses. Below a top 20 defense, we were perfect, 6-0. Packers were 5-1. Above 100 rushing yards for the opponents, they were 8-2, and we were 10-3. You can make the argument about how either team was better or had better record-wise, but because we played more opponents that had above 100 rushing yards, you got to give us the edge because we had 2 more wins. Because if Packers won 3 more games or played 3 more games against opponents at above 100 rush yards, you got to think that they couldn't win all 3 of those. Primetime games since 2012. Now last week I made a mistake. I missed 2 primetime games because they were Sunday nights that I forgot about. So technically Russell Wilson is now 13-1 in primetime games as a starter, counting last week because it was a Saturday night game and night games are always primetime games. Packers are 8-7 since 2012. Now I'm not counting last week because we played a morning game on Sunday. Those really aren't primetime games. But this week will count for a primetime game because it's the championship game for the conference. So those ones are kind of primetime games no matter what. Overall, since 2012, or overall in Aaron Rodgers' career, he is 22-13, which is a decent record. He is 2-2 against us, even though first 3 years he was a quarterback. That's when he got his 2 wins against us. Real interesting fact before this video ends: Packers have lost in the playoffs to the same opponent that they started the season against the past 2 years. All times they have lost. Last 2 years it was the 49ers, while this year it's going to be us. In the last 2 meetings, Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson have been targeted 28 times by Aaron Rodgers. Not once was Sherman covering either receiver when they were targeted. Packers offense, they are first in yards per play, while our defense is first in yards per play. So my prediction is going to be Seahawks 23 and Packers 13.